Before I get into this video too much, I want to give a heartfelt shout out to the people who have supported me over the past several years, whether it was through Super Chats or through Patreon, PayPal, all the tremendous moral support on all the different platforms. You know who you are: Steph, Black, Alcara, Jonathan Reutenberg, Doug Palmer, Hamid Cherokhney, Howie Slug, Rosemary Dewar, Jason Levy, Joe Anderson, Daniel Hanwell, Wallace Vaughn, and so many more of you who've been there for me since the beginning. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I can't wait to show you guys more. This video is not for people who already feel comfortable in their workplace stating their political views. This video is for people who feel alienated. Maybe they feel like outsiders. To you, I say, be open about your politics. Stop operating out of fear. Stop fear-mongering. And this is why. Number one, being yourself is liberating. You become a much more confident, healthier person, happier. In fact, researchers found that people who disclose their non-visible stigmas to their coworkers, maybe it's opinions or preferences, they're healthier and more productive than people who keep it a secret, who tend to have more anxiety. It totally makes sense. When you're yourself, it's a display of dominance. You are pretty much telling the world, this is who I am. This is what I believe. I have the right to be this way, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. You simply can't live your life wondering about what other people think. It's bad for your health, bad for your psyche, bad for your relationships, bad for your pockets. Number two, you will be much more successful at your job. A Harvard study shows that people who are more blunt and original about who they are at work are likely to be more successful. Being different is a good thing. If your bosses and colleagues already agree with every opinion you have, that's cool and breezy, but if you're different, even better. That's where you're creating a market where it doesn't exist. That's how you'll much faster and more efficiently be matched up to the right role and career for you. Trust me. The kind of workplace that would fire you for having the wrong political opinion, or opinion that was too edgy, was probably already having their own issues with public image in the first place. Or maybe they didn't value you enough in the first place to keep you there. I bet you they weren't even paying you a lot of money in the first place. That's why you were so desperate to keep that job. Why would you want to work around people like that in the first place? Plenty of people are successful by just being themselves. It might not be comfortable, but maybe this is a kick in the butt you needed to get to where you need to be. Number three, people are more likely to trust you if you are upfront instead of them finding about your political views in an email or on social media. Personally, I had the wrong idea when I lived in Washington, D.C., where everybody's political opinions were the opposite of mine. The polar opposite of mine, in fact. A lot of people in D.C. had never even met, or they said they never met, people with my views. I thought it would be better for people to get to fall in love with me first, get to know the real me, and then when they inevitably discover what my political views are on social media or wherever, it'll be too late for them to judge me. They'll have already made up their minds about me and about who I am, and it won't matter to them what my political views were. The opposite happened whenever someone left-wing met me outside of the context of politics, and then they discovered that I'm some kind of secret right-wing capitalist. They immediately felt betrayed. It was almost like they were duped into being friends with a murderer. Friends, you're not gonna change anybody's mind overnight. If somebody already thinks that your political views are evil, they're going to think that way whether or not you exist. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Better to put it out there, let them think you're plain evil upfront, than make them distrust you in the first place. So now, not only are you evil, you're also a liar. Number four, you'll make more friends. At least better ones than the ones you have now. Chances are, if you're afraid of being open about your politics, others are too, and there are many out there like you. Being who you are and putting yourself out there is a sure way to meet other people who feel the same way. Number five, the world will be a better place. Communication is the number one reason for all the problems in the world, or I should say lack of communication. If you are open about your political opinions without fear of being shamed, just being yourself, the world would be a better place because we would all better understand each other. We would be communicating more often. You might actually change some people's minds and influence people. How awesome would that be? I know that this is the opposite of what everybody's been telling you this whole time. Drop your head down. Be quiet about your views. Be successful in the corporate world. And once you're successful, then you can be open about who you are and then nobody can get you. In order to really be successful, you have got to be yourself. Otherwise, you're just a phony, a shell of someone else who was too afraid to take another chance, made other people suffer in the process. That's all I've got to say on this topic. Be sure to check out my other videos. I recently bought a house in Texas. Really excited about that. Go check out that video. I also made a video about finding love during COVID. Last but not least, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. And if you haven't already subscribed. So, I started this new thing. It's like a teleprompter app where I record this video and I'm looking at a teleprompter at the same time. So bear with me, hopefully this works out. And actually, if it does, I'll tell you guys about it in another video. Maybe I can get some sort of partnership with the company that makes this teleprompter.